I'm like, I have a lot of spicy things. A lot of spices in my life, so it's a lot going on. So I'm feeling really spicy today. So
That's been
anyway,
me,
so
so
you
I
want to
get
get
it.
into the conversation, or did you want to do the card? It's up to you. It's all about you.
We can start off with the conversation today, because I'm all about health. You know.
That
So
part. I was saying when I first got on, especially I was saying when I first got on that had I known that I was ripping and running so much, I became underneath the weather because I just was doing so much and not taking care of my health, not drinking enough water, taking my vitamins, doing what I should have been doing in the first place. And had I known that my sixth house was going to be affected, I would have slowed down. Because I just want to get to know me and myself and understand and overstand what I need to do to be set and to be on point. So,
right.
I don't think it makes sense. I know I'm just talking, but basically what I'm trying to say is, had I known that I was going to be doing all of this, ripping and running around, I would have took care of my health. That's what I'm trying to say. So now I can't. Now I can help you guys take care of your health so that you're not letting the cold season slow you up. Now, let's go ahead and jump into it. Bessie said he wants to do the conversations, so let's not wait another moment to jump in. So, as the title says, we are talking about the sixth house in astrology, the house of health, wellness, and daily routines. This house relates to how we manage our work, service to others, and self-care. So each sign's placement in the sixth house can give insight into an individual's health tendencies, habits, and approach to well-being. So if you have Aries in the sixth house, and this information can be found, Catholic Astrology is one. What's another good website they can go to, Bestie? Astroseek.com. I'll put them in the comments.
Nebula Astrology has one too. They're a platform, but they let you see your chart as well and your house placements.
Good. I actually have the app. If you want to download the app, that's even better. So definitely look into that. We'll pin it in the comments so you guys have it. So if your sixth house falls underneath the sign of, or falls in the sign of Aries, your physical health is as followed. Aries brings a lot of energy and drive into the sixth house. This placement might give someone an intense need for physical activity and a strong metabolism. They tend to benefit from high energy workouts, such as running or martial arts. Excuse me. Potential health concerns. Aries rules the head, so tension, headaches, migraines, or issues with the eyes or teeth could be a common problem. Okay? Daily habits. Aries individuals thrive in fast-paced environments, but should avoid over-exerting themselves, as burnt out as possible if they don't manage stress properly. So you guys will become burnt out easily if you continue to overexert yourself and don't get the needed rest. And I think everyone can take a page out of that book, but it's especially true for the Aries in the sixth house, because remember, Aries is ruled by what, or the ram, and so the ram is what, like go and ask questions later. So you probably feel like you always have energy, as a ram would feel, and then once you finally stop, you're like, oh damn, what the hell did I do? What the hell have I been through? Because once you have stopped and your bones are erected at its final resting place, you're like, I done been through the wire, okay? So
through the wire.
I was just gonna sing that song. I was just with songs. I was just gonna take it there, but I didn't. So just make sure you guys are resting, okay, and taking time for relaxation. Next up, we have Taurus. Taurus in the sixth house. Physical health. Taurus brings stability and a focus on pleasure to the sixth house. These individuals usually enjoy a steady, balanced approach to health, often appreciating the comfort, good food, and relaxation. But the potential health concerns are they may struggle with weight gain or throat issues, particularly thyroid. Okay, especially if they overindulge in food or sweets. So habits, Taurus prefers consistency, so they benefit from a routine that includes healthy meals and regular but gentle physical activities. So like walking or yoga. We're not talking about Bikram yoga where you're sweating all your life out. And we're not talking about cardio. We're talking about like meditation or yoga. Okay, it's levels to this. Okay. Next up, we have the twins, Gemini in the 6th house. Woo! Physical health. Gemini rules the lungs and the nervous system. These individuals may be prone to respiratory issues or stress-related illnesses, as they can be quite mentally active. You know, Gemini, they love that mental stimulation. Potential health concerns, anxiety, stress, and problems with the arms, hand, or lungs. Asthma. Asthma could be a problem for asthma could arise, okay? Potential habits. Geminis need variety and mental stimulation, so they will do their best with activities that keep their minds and bodies engaged, such as dance, cycling, or team sports. Next up, we have Cancer in the 6th house. Physical health. Cancers rule the stomach and digestive system, so these individuals may be more prone to sensitive foods. I'm sorry. These individuals might be more sensitive to what they eat. Excuse me, I'm just putting words in my own text. They may have a tendency to hold on to emotional stress, which can manifest physically. And you guys will always hear me tell you, more times than not, if you stress, that will manifest into health issues. A lot of the issues that we're seeing now that manifested into cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks, all of that, this, that, and the third, has come from stress. So anything that is not adding to stability, into tranquility, into positivity, needs to exit stage left. Because after a while, all of that stress will start to turn into health concerns. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, guys. Your health is more important. Potential health concerns, digestive issues, stomach problems, or emotional eating could be challenges. Daily habits, they benefit from nurturing self-care routines that soothe their emotions, like relaxing baths, home-cooked meals, and practices like journaling or meditation. That is such a Cancer. I have a cousin that's a Cancer, and she loves just being like a home wife, like cooking, cleaning. She just loves being at home.
I mean, Cancer is the sign of the home, the house and the home. Home living was created by Cancer. I don't know. Don't say that, but I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised.
Cancer's the root of home. They make some of the best parents. Like, I give y'all that. I will give y'all that.
Listen, my grandmother was a Cancer. Baby, she could throw down in that good old kitchen too. You hear me? You felt the love with every bite. Right, exactly.
Okay, that's all that praise to you, and I'm so thankful for that because I'm trying to think the last time I had you cooking. Was it after? Was it after or was it after? Because I know I've had your cooking before. I just don't remember when I had it, but I know I've had it before.
Yeah, it's been a while. Time for us to come cooking with Ash and B.
I remember it, but I just know it's been a minute. But I remember it.
Right.
You don't forget. That's how you don't forget. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I remember when I had it. All right. Leo in the 6th house. Physical health. Leo brings vitality and a need for physical expression to the 6th house. These individuals often love attention. Go figure. They may feel their best when they're in the spotlight or doing something dramatic or energetic. Potential health concerns, heart issues, back problems, or problems with posture could be more prominent. Excuse me. They may also be prone to overexertion and due to their passions. Often just doing too much, doing the most, Leos. Daily habits. Leos thrive on active routines that include fun, high energy activities, dancing, aerobics, or strength training. Virgo in the 6th house, physical health. Virgo is naturally connected to the 6th house, making this a strong placement for health. These individuals are very detailed oriented, but what Virgo isn't? I mean, come on now. It's Virgo we're talking about. And enjoying maintaining a clean and organized lifestyle, which extends to their health habits, potential health concerns, digestive problems, particularly issues with the intestines or liver, could arise. Overthinking or being overly critical of themselves can also affect their mental health. Daily habits, they excel with routines that promote cleanliness, because cleanliness is next to godliness. And order, such as meal prepping, following fitness regimens, and staying on top of their health with regular checkups. And that is a wake-up call to me, because I am so enthralled into this herbalist lifestyle, I forget to get my yearly checkup. So that was just a mental note for me. I put that in my mental Rolodex to make sure that I'm up to date on all my appointments. Let's keep it moving. Libra in the 6th house, physical health. Libra rules the kidneys, lower back, and balance. So these individuals benefit from maintaining harmony and balance in their lives. Potential health concerns. They may be prone to lower back pain or kidney issues, especially if they're feeling out of balance emotionally. Daily habits. Libras enjoy beauty and harmony. So they may enjoy activities like yoga, Pilates, or walking in nature. Maintaining emotional balance is key for their overall health, because Libra is a sign of the scales. So they have to always remain balanced. That is how they stay on point, keeping balance. Scorpio, physical health. Scorpios rule the reproductive organs and the detoxification process of the body. If that ain't Phoenix rising from the ashes, I don't know what it is, child. These individuals are drawn to deep, transformative health practices. They may need to manage their intense energy levels carefully. Okay, Scorpios, don't be looking into everything as a sign. Okay, I'm telling you, these days Scorpios be trying to transform everything, transform their lives, their outfit, the damn weather. Pipe down, Scorpios, okay? Take it down 1,000. Let's keep it moving. Potential health concerns, reproductive health, as well as stress-related concerns, such as anxiety or high blood pressure could be areas of concern. Daily habits. Scorpio benefits from intense workouts or healing practices like detoxes, energy work, or practices that allow them to release pent-up emotions. And one thing a Scorpio is going to do is release pent-up emotions, whether that be sexually, physically. Okay, they're going to release emotions. So they're telling y'all,
they're going to release. They are going to release.
You don't have to always be in the bedroom, okay, Scorpios? You little freak. All right.
I can be a. Yo, no, that used to be one of our songs back in the day.
Okay, take it back. Take it all the way back, like folk flats in a Cadillac. Okay. Sagittarius in the 6th house, physical health. Sagittarius rules the hips, thighs, and liver. So these individuals tend to thrive on movement and freedom. They may have a great capacity for physical endurance. Potential health concerns. They could experience hip, thigh, or liver issues if they aren't careful with their physical activity. They may also overdo and ignore their bodies. Signal to need rest. Daily habits. They love adventures, so incorporating exercise into their travel or exploring new fitness trends could keep them motivated. And they thrive with variety in their fitness and wellness routine. Next, we have Capricorn in the 6th house. Physical health. Capricorn governs concerns the bones, joints, and knees. So these individuals tend to take a disciplined approach to their health. They enjoy routines that emphasize structure and consistency. Potential health concerns. They may face issues with the bones, knees, or even overworking themselves, leading to burnout. Daily habits. Capricorns benefit from routines that incorporate both physical and mental disciplines, such as strength training or endurance exercises. Regularly checking in with their bodies to avoid stress and induce ailments is essential.
Hydration. Hydration. Everybody needs to hydrate. Yes.
You gotta hydrate yourself, okay? Always stay hydrated. It's helping me get through reading this because, as I said, I'm a little under the weather. So I'm trying to make sure that I stay hydrated because the more I'm talking, the drier my throat is getting. So bear with me. Okay. Aquarius in the 6th house. Physical health. Aquarius rules the circular. Bestie, help me out.
Circulatory.
Say it again.
Circulatory.
That's a tongue twister. Circulatory system and ankles. So these individuals may be prone to issues with circulation or joint health. Potential health concerns. Problems related to the ankles, calves, or circulatory system could arise, as well as mental exhaustion if they neglect their emotional needs. Daily habits. Aquarius enjoys routines that are unique and innovative. So they may benefit from non-traditional health practices like group fitness classes, cutting-edge diets, or exercises that allow them to feel connected to a community. And last but certainly not least, Pisces. In the 6th house. Okay, my fishes, swim over here. Swim over here and get these facts. All right, here we go.
Migraines, eyes.
Pisces rules the feet and lymphatic system. These individuals may have a tendency to feel spiritually drained, and their health could reflect their emotional state. Potential health concerns, weak immune system, foot issues, or a tendency to neglect their health when they are overwhelmed emotionally. Daily habits. Pisces thrives on gentle, nurturing routines to support the physical and emotional health, such as water-based exercises like swimming, mindfulness practices, or holistic healing. Mm-hmm. And that, my people, concludes the 6th house for all the 12 zodiac signs. And remember, this will be posted, so if you guys missed it, you can go back and hear your sign. Okay? Do we have any questions before we move to the cards? Do we have any questions about astrology and health pertaining to the 6th house? If not, we will keep it moving.
I don't see any on my end right now. I think it's on my end.
All right, well, let's keep it moving. And if you guys have questions, drop it in the comments.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I was just shocked because I pulled out these cards and recognized and counted that I have pulled 12 cards exactly.
What?
12 cards exactly. And there was one extra card that I pulled out. It's not a part of the reading, but it was giving me the energy. It's Nana Baruku, or essence, the essence of grandmother. So somebody's grandmother is really here tonight. Like, this is how she is showing up. I do have another card, which is why I'm showing this one now, but she is showing up just like this. Nana, make sure I'm saying it. Yeah, Baruku is like that strong mother. Like, I'm protecting my children. Think of the Woman King, right? It's that energy. Like, you're not about to do anything to my people. These are my babies. How dare you? Excuse me. So she is in this energy of protection, and that can be specifically for somebody. If you're feeling your grandmother extra near to you, she's there. But literally, it's like I just kept seeing that card in my eyesight. But I am going to go ahead and go through the cards, and these aren't, although there are 12 cards, they're not necessarily for each sign, but take it as it applies to you. All right, take it as it applies to you and what you're dealing with. The first one, that well, yeah, the first one that kind of fell out, is Witch Metaverse. But what I'm getting is there are some home remedies that you used to do and you kind of fell out of it. Um, it's time for you to go back to those home remedies, those herbal practices that you know will work best for your body. um, get some things, some fresh, I'm hearing fresh basil, fresh tomato, right? Like get the fresh fruits and vegetables, stop buying from the store, especially if you have a garden or used to garden. You may have moved. What I'm getting is that you need to start, use the flower pots, go back to natural things and watch how your health changes when you start to eat more natural food. So, and that could be, really, that could be for all of us, right? We know the more natural foods that we eat, the better our body is able to do what it needs to do: rest, rejuvenate, take in the natural vitamins, so all of those things. But that's what I'm getting out of this card, is to go back to those herbal practices that you're used to. The next one is Lantarki Mace, but it says peace. So for some of you, you just need to separate yourself from the crowd. If you are someone who is always going out, never sitting still, never, always on the go, it's like you're putting too much energy out there. You're giving too many people your energy, and it's like when you find that peace and you can just be, it's like your energy will come back to you. And that's some of that mental drain, that spiritual drain. If you are a empath, that empathic drain that we sometimes go through, that's what that is. It is not, it's calling back your energy to you to get into that peaceful state. Because I'm telling you, and this is something that has been working within myself for years, and I think I have finally gotten to that point where I have mastered peace. And I'm telling you, when you can master peace and you look at a situation, you're like, oh, so we're doing this again. Okay. It doesn't pull a reaction out of you. It doesn't anger you. It doesn't stress you out. It doesn't get you in your head. And when negative people and negative entities and spirits try to attack you and they realize that you have reached that level of peace in your life, it doesn't matter what they throw at you. You're just, okay, here we are. And they can't take that stance, because actually what a lot of people don't teach is that peace is actually a battle stance. Because what you're doing is you're staring at the enemy and you're looking at it like, I dare you to do something. I dare you with your best shot to shoot at me. But what that does is it creates fear in the enemy, because the enemy doesn't know how to take that. The enemy does not, because the opposite of peace is what is, I can't think right now, but I'm seeing all kind of things right now. It's out of control. It's disdain, it's sadness, it's anger, because it's all of those things that we know that when we internalize them deeply, we get sick. Burnout is a part of that, right? Burnout is a part of trying to control the situation, because we're in a freak out zone. We're in a freak out mode. And this isn't freakazoid. You're not freakazoid, okay? You can't handle it and master and win everything being freaking out. You have to calm yourself. Uh, I'm seeing. I was gonna try to come up with a cartoon character, but I couldn't. But Spirit just reminded me of not Jet Li, Bruce Lee. If you've ever seen a Bruce Lee movie, he used to just be calm, and people thought that they were just going to walk up on him and, attack him. And what he did is he'll just sit there, and then he's just like, and then he starts to execute, and they're like, okay, like we didn't think he was going to do this. Um, okay, come on, Into the Dragon. Yes, yes, exactly. We have a kung fu fan. But anyway, but yeah, so but Bruce Lee, he had these moves that struck out, but it would confuse and just kind of startle his enemy, because it's like, okay, he went from one extreme, silence and peaceful state, to to another extreme. And that's why people can't, if you master your piece, they can't disturb it, because they can't read you. They can't determine your next move, because it's almost like that blank stare. It's that being still water. And the thing about still water, you don't know what lies beneath. All you know is what is above it and around it. If a drop hit it, you may see a ripple, and you're like, oh, that's a nice ripple. But you get closer enough, something might come and grab you. That's why the alligators and the crocodiles, they use that water. They're like, no, I can do this on land, but I can best do it underwater, because you can't see me. And what they do, and that's that same stance that you take when you master peace. The next one, okay, is Uwa Ajana, beyond. There is some things beyond your control, but yes, there's some healing here, some familial healing is I got of it. That's why I said I had to show you Mama Baruku, because here is the grandmother card again. Again, she is protecting her family members, but also it may not just be a grandmother, but it can be someone in your life that, or that means that always had your back, that has transitioned to the other side, right? This is someone who still says, I'm going to make sure. I also just heard guardian angels. So not saying that your family members aren't your guardian angels, but it's almost like separate. So for some of you, it is your guardian angel literally watching you. And it's from the beyond, right? And the beyond doesn't necessarily mean somebody who's dead, but it's just somebody just on the other side of life. That's what I call it, in the spiritual realm. We don't see, unless you have that gift to see into the spiritual realm, you're not going to see in the spiritual realm, right? But there's always something present around you and near you, and it's protecting you. And it's saying right now that sometimes there has to be a healing with that, meaning there has to be a healing with the relationship with spirit, relationship with family members that have gone on. Like if you are holding on to something that someone did to you and they have gone on, it's time for you to release it. It's time for you to let it go. Because just like Ash was saying earlier, understand that these emotions and these feelings really do manifest into other things. Unforgiveness, and I say this everywhere, and it's been proven, unforgiveness turns into cancer. So some people have cancer right now who don't need to have cancer, only because they refuse to forgive somebody. They refuse to forgive certain situations that happened to them. And if you saw the show last week or saw the recording, you will understand, like, there was something that I could have easily held on to, but Spirit taught me how to love and forgive. I've had so many people come to me and say, you're the reason why I forgive people. You taught me how to forgive. And I'm like, yeah, because I learned at a young age that it didn't matter how much I held on to anger. It didn't do nothing but hurt me. Like when I used to get angry and I would get headaches. And so I would hate to get angry. So that's why I tell people, like, please do not make me angry, because that's a whole nother beast that you don't want to see. The beast has tamed and matured now. But that was my saying. Ash can tell you, it's like keep that beast closed up. See, keep it closed. Keep it closed. Spirit confirmed. I ain't touched nothing. I'm sitting up here like, what in the world just happened? And see, it's like keep it closed because you don't know what could come of that, right? So as long as you are protecting your peace and you are forgiving those situations, you don't have to deal with or create monsters that are unnecessary. Yes, we create monsters within ourselves when we don't know how to process what is it when we don't know how to have emotional intelligence. That is how we have the monsters of today, as the news channels say. They're quick to call someone a monster. We're quick to call somebody evil and red flags, and it's true, but it's because it was created. We're not born that way. Those things are created. Those things are learned habits. Those things are situations that we have not let go of. These things are us trying to control situations and people around us so that we don't experience those situations again. And that is why we have these deep things. And so that's why I say it's beyond. Oh, thank you, Spirit. I just heard it's beyond the surface. It's an inner healing that has to take place. So and I keep hearing it is forgiveness, but I keep hearing that one line in India Arie song is it's about forgiveness. Like I keep hearing that right now. So it's about forgiveness. And the next card comes out because it's the same thing, right? It's about forgiveness because for some of you, it's not just cancer, but you have heart conditions because you are not forgiving people. And you're literally having physical heart conditions, but you're also having spiritual heart conditions. And the card says unconditional love. And you can't have unconditional love for someone if your heart is not right. You don't even have unconditional love for yourself if your heart is not right. And the saying goes, how can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? And so for some of these internalized issues, you have turned like a wicked eye. That's what I just heard. A wicked eye, an evil eye to yourself. And that's sort of like just think of any type of movie where you've seen an abusive relationship. That's basically what you're doing to yourself. Spirit just said it's not a thin line between love and hate. It's not that type. but it's the type, but it's the type where you're literally beating yourself. And it doesn't have to be because of anybody else. Spirit wants me to address cutting, right? People cut themselves. That's an actual thing. People cut themselves, right? And it's because it's a part of themselves that feel like they need to be punished. When that is the person that needs the most love. That is the person whose heart needs to be cradled the most, needs to be changed and turned. And so Spirit is saying, as you go beyond, because again, it's not the surface level. Once you go a little bit deeper and get to the root, then you can stop abusing yourself. You can start hurting yourself. You can stop cutting yourself. You can stop viewing yourself in a negative light. And Spirit saying is because when you do that, you empower yourself when you stop doing those things. But the minute you continue to do those things, you devalue yourself. Even if it's in the private, in the privacy of your own home and nobody else knows, you are devaluing yourself. And the thing is, Spirit says, I see it. Nobody else has to see it, but I see it. And I guess this is the moment for me to share all my experiences. But whenever I was at App, right before we graduated, that was a time where I guess I started to do some negative habits, right? And like I've said, I've grown up in being spiritual. Like this right here has always been me. I haven't always been awakened to everything, but it has generally always been me. And one thing is, I had a conversation with Spirit, and Spirit was like, "You don't love me." And I was like, "Hold up, hold up, hold up." If there's anything on this earth besides my grandmother, I love you because you've always been with me. And Spirit said to me, "You don't love me because if you loved me, you would love yourself and you would stop doing the things that you're not supposed to. You would stop doing the things that hurt you." And then Spirit made me go to the bathroom and every morning for like 7 days, hug myself and tell myself, "Brian, I love you." Now, mind you, this is spiritual talking to a human being. This was no therapist. However, fast forward a few years later, what do I see on TV? Iyanla Vanzant telling someone to look in the mirror and tell themselves that they love them. I said, my God, I'm not even a licensed therapist or like her. But the fact that, I heard Spirit tell me these things are natural. That is why you go to therapists. Because therapists has the tools that others don't. And if you want to think about the medicinal practices and the things, and like, yes, there are some doctors who do things in a crooked and evil way. I'm not going to dismiss that. But if you think about it, in every industry, it was divinely inspired. The water fell. Divinely inspired, right? It was divinely inspired, which means that they had to take some kind of direction from Spirit to even develop things. So what you do, and this is something that my mom does before she has surgery, or if they try to diagnose her with something, she's like, they may say that I have this, but I am not going to get the symptoms. I am not going to go through the negative things. And when you do that, you are speaking over your body and you're speaking over your life, and you're refusing. You're like, even though I have this diagnosis, it's not going to affect me the way they said it's going to affect me. Right? So you have to do that. And that's how you take control of not only the situation, but you take control of your body, your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, whatever needs to be healed. Hold on. This time I did cut it off because I need to plug up the phone. So, excuse me. There we go.
That she loves your Appalachian shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yep. Yep. So the next two cards came out in a pair. We have Spirit, the Spirit card, and the Gratitude Rampage. Under the Spirit card, it says act, right? If y'all haven't figured out by now, this is my hemp oracle deck. But it says act. But then Gratitude Rampage says it's already happened. So remember when I talked about forgiveness? The act has already happened. So why are you still holding on to it? Why are you still revisiting old traumas? Why are you still replaying things that happen to you over and over and over again? Because what you're doing is you're literally reliving it in your mind. But as your mind is processing it, your body is feeling it. It's the same thing as I was about to say a car accident, but what I saw was the movie Cell. I don't know if you all remember the movie Cell with Jennifer Lopez, but in the movie Cell, it was something where something was happening mentally. She was in this machine and she was trying to contact a murderer, right? Mentally, and he created this world, and it was like everything in this world was mystical, and he created rooms and everything, and so she was in these latex suits and everything. It was very lavish, right? But the thing about it is, in that type of movie, it's if she were to die in that realm, her physical body would have died, right? So the thing is, whenever you rehearse and I was about to say regurgitate, Remember those types of things that happen to you, your body physically relives it. So if just imagine if you did get into a car accident and your mind constantly thinks about that car accident, your body starts to you start to feel the pain of, oh wow, yeah, like when they hit me, my back started hurting, and your back starts to hurting because it's like that muscle memory, but it's a false memory. But if you keep thinking about it so much, that pain starts to manifest itself literally. And you may not have had an accident, but your bones will start to shift as if you were in an accident. Your back will start to cave in as if you were in the accident all over again, simply because you're manifesting these things. People don't understand that manifesting not is not just a frontal lobe thing. It can be in the back of your mind. Like you could subconsciously manifest things. And that's a scary thing, because think about how many times we have had some type of a thought and we don't really think it out loud, but it's in the back of our head, and all of a sudden these things start to manifest itself. So you have to watch what you're thinking. The next cards that came out was alchemy, but it says choices. So what type of choices and what types of things do we have to change? Because it says that we have the power in alchemy. We know we change I'm about to say one subject. We change one thing from one uh, substance to another. There we go. I was seeing it, so that's why I got stuck. Like I was literally seeing it. But then we had manifestor creation to also come out with it. So it's saying doubly, you choose what you want to transform in your life. You choose whether or not you want to transform something physically, mentally, spiritually. If it's health, if it's relationships, you have to choose it. You have to choose what you want to change, and you have to manifest how you want it to change, right? So once you get into that mode of saying, so say like if it's smoking, like you want to stop smoking, you say, I'm choosing to stop smoking. So now what do? You transform the urge of smoking into something else. That's why they say put your energy into something else. When you want to refocus and do something, you put it on something else. Now, granted, some people say that they have when they try to stop smoking, they have a what is it, a mouth fixation. They got to have something in their mouth, so they put food. You don't have to pick food. You don't have to pick alcohol. You can just say simply, I don't want to put anything inside of my body that's going to cause me harm. I'm already putting down the as my mom called it, the cancer stick. But I'm going to now put it into something else. What is a dream that you have? What is something that you want to work towards? You get that. You put that energy into that. Anytime you feel like you need to smoke, up, okay, well, fine. I'm just going to work on this thing. And next thing you know, you will have a finished product. And you alchemize the smoking into something completely different. The next 3 cards, this wanted to be real extra, was Urzuli, and it says pay attention. Pay attention. And then universal oneness, transcend. And the last card was balance, chaos. So if you want to transform the chaos in your life, you have to pay attention to where the chaos is coming from. Because sometimes we can just see situations, right? But we're not paying attention to who is causing the situations. You have to examine who is around you. You have to do an inventory check. Thank you, Spirit. That's a great way of saying it. Okay, so Spirit was just showing me how if you worked in a restaurant, you know about FIFO, first in, first out, right? You can't keep some first in, first out. So if it came in on May 25th, 1992, It should have been out. It should have been out. Why is it sitting on your shelf in 2024? Baby, it's no good. It's expired. Get rid of it. So what type of people are coming in our lives? We have to do the inventory check. How long has this person been in my life? What have they brought towards my life? What have they taken away from my life? Have my experience with this person always been good? Has it always been bad? We have to take inventory. So that's why it says pay attention. Because guess what? It's that mother energy, because moms always see what we don't see. They will tell you first, that man, that woman, that boy, that girl is not good for you. I don't like those people that you're hanging out with, because they see the things that we don't see. Because that's why it's like that spirit of paying attention. And then if you see the universal oneness, because guess what? You see how the infinity sign is there? Because spirit is saying whatever happens to you happens to me. And so if you don't see it, I'm going to send people that will see it to you to say, hey, get away from this person, separate yourself, because they are causing chaos in your life when I require you to be balanced at this time. Every time you find yourself in a peaceful state, all of a sudden something random happens around a certain person or a situation. And it's like, why is that? And it may be just, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was a mistake. And, okay, but I'm sorry. I just saw Bernie Mac. He said, hold up, player. How many mistakes are we going to have? You done had 16 mistakes in the last 2 weeks. How many mistakes? We ain't doing no more mistakes. Right. So it's just like, we're not having any more mistakes. If people keep having mistakes in your life, eventually those mistakes are not mistakes. Some people are intentionally doing things. The last card that came out was Codes in Nature, Miracles. And so that let me know that in order to find healing for some people, we have to get back into nature. I know it is the cold, and in some places like now, it's cold and rainy season. But at some point, go out in nature. One thing about nature is that we always try to go out when the sun is shining and it's warm because it feels comfortable. But there's a reason for the rainy seasons and the cold seasons too. Just like we embrace the warmth in the spring and the summer times, we have to embrace the fall and the winter seasons and the things that come with it, because they teach us how to let things go when it's dead. They teach us how to rejuvenate once something has died, how we can continue to live on after its death, right? It teaches us that sometimes it's necessary to be cold, because we always try to be warm and try to get people like, oh, I want them to see my good side. But sometimes it's good to be cold, because that's a part of boundaries, especially if somebody keeps crossing your boundaries and you get real cold, like, you know what, I'm just not going to deal with this person no more. Then it starts to click in for them. Oh, every time I do this, they stop speaking to me. Right. Stop doing it. Because obviously I'm finding that offensive. And rain, come on, rain means well. I like it when it rains. I'm like, oh, that means we get some more wealth coming in. We got some more, some kind of some replenishment coming in. I like it. And people say,
even consider good luck when it rains on your birthday. So don't be in a pout when it rains on your birthday. That's considered good luck.
Right. And marriage too. In fact, when one of my cousins got married, it snowed on her wedding day. And we thought that was the most beautiful thing ever, because snow is another thing too. Like people like, oh, I hope it don't snow. I hope it does, because snow is preserving. It preserves all the wealth. Hello, it's still water. It preserves things. It preserves the earth and the ground. It replenishes the earth. Like literally, if you look up what snow does to the ground, like and we're always talking about staying grounded. Come on. I want some of that replenishment from the snow. I may not can stand barefoot in the snow. Shout out to those who can. I can't. But if I could, I promise you, okay? Like I promise you, I wish I could, because to stand grounded in the snow and be preserved and get the things that I need spiritually from the snow is amazing. That's it.
That is so true. I love that. You know, I never even knew the snow thing. That I never even heard of. The rain I knew about, of course, because I researched rain enough to know about it. But the snow I never knew. That is interesting. Okay. So before we get to Ask B, do we have any questions regarding any of the chords that Maloon has pulled? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Or you know what? Speak in the comments. Drop your comments or questions and drop your comments or questions in the comments if you have any inquiries about what he just read. Because we have reached the hour of night where it's time we put tarot to the test. We got the cards, now we just need the questions. Okay? It's time to Ask B. Do we have questions about your love life? Is your career at a crossroads? Do you need a little bit of divine guidance? Or now is your time to Ask B?
I felt like I needed a 1-800 number to come across the screen.
Okay. Listen, you know I'll do it next time. You know I'm a whiz with the graphics. Okay, I may just do that next time. Don't hold back. Drop your questions in the chat. No question is too out there. Okay. No question is too out there. So if you guys have any questions about the previous cards that were just read, or just a personal question, now is your time to Ask B. And we just want to extend a thank you to everyone that's on for tonight. And thank you guys for always showing us love. We thank you guys for everyone who has shared our videos, who has commented, who has subscribed, who has liked. We appreciate it. What's going on with your lighting, B?
See, like, it just did it again. I was like, okay. Who's here? Maybe I shouldn't ask that, because you know they will speak for real. They'll do something. I told y'all.
And that's an indication that there is a high-ranking spirit near you when the lights keep flickering. That's a high-ranking spirit near you.
Yep.
Does anyone have any questions? And don't feel pressure. This is just a time that we put aside each podcast for anyone to ask any personal questions that they have regarding their love life, health, career, or whatnot. It's not forced. If you feel moved to ask a question, do so. If not, then you don't have to. Only if you feel moved to ask a question. So, but like I was saying, we appreciate you guys coming on, liking, sharing. We have so many shares from the last video. I've gotten a lot of messages saying that this person shared it with them, that person shared it with them. So we just want to thank you guys for sharing our content. And also, wait, really quick, before anybody comes on with a question, I got an order for someone. I cannot remember the name, but it was for an Ask One Question and a past life. I reached out to the person through email. I reached out to them through text messages, and I cannot get a hold of them. So I'm wondering if they did it just as I'm trying to support your business, or if you want to move forward with it, because it's almost been a week and I haven't heard back from this person. So if the person that reached out to me via my website would like me to continue with their past life reading and to ask one question, please respond to my email or respond to my text message because I need a little bit more information from you to move forward. So if that person's watching, please respond to my email or my text messages. So, okay, boys, nobody on the one step. This is a first because usually we have tons of people want to ask questions. So this is a first for us.
I was gonna say what we did. I think we did 3 last week. So
like 3, almost 4. Like I had to cut it. I had to cut it because it was like people trying to ask questions for other people. So
right.
it's fine. Special thanks to everyone who came on. Very special thanks to B, who gave us the clarity through the cards that we didn't even know that we needed. And again, you can ask your questions next week. We do this every week, same time, same place. 11:11 Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. So again, thank you guys for joining us. We hope that these messages and the cards were able to clarify everyone as far as their health concerns or just for everyday life, because health is wealth. And when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do better. So I'll leave you guys with that. I'm working on my code. Don't worry. I have a lot of medication here because it's worse than it seems. It's not that bad. It's just this cough that I can't get rid of. You know, the cough is always the last to go. So it's just the cough and I'll be good.
See, I'm going to have to give you one of my remedies and I'm going to give it to everybody too. So don't worry. Get you some garlic. Get you some hibiscus flower. Chop up an orange.
Okay.
Make it a tea. Yep, make it a tea. Add some honey and drink it. I'm telling you. Oh, gosh. I love that.
Honey, can I use agave? Because I don't like honey like that. Can I use agave instead? Or no?
You can, but honey's more natural. Look, try the gluten-free kind, okay? It's called honey.
I like honey. It's just the consistency of it is so thick. That's why I prefer agave. Honey Ash. Listen, Ash, I like it in tea, but when it's like on its own, it's so thick. It's like cough medicine.
Yep.
But if I'm boiling it, it'll be better. It's not gonna be like I'm just.
Oh yeah, but don't add it to the boil. Add it afterwards as a sweetener. But it also has properties that kind of help carry the other things. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know honey is healing. Don't put too much in it within the water.
Right.
He said put it in a bowl. So like put it in once it's in my cup.
Yes, put it in your cup.
Okay, so I'll do that then. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate it. All right,
I
guys.
can't see you, Ash.
And we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. In life, you may encounter many defeats, but you must never be defeated. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Ow. Thank you all for joining in. I apologize for you missing the introduction, but thank you all for tuning in. See me again next week and have a good night.